Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share this product with you guys because I feel like this thing in particular is one of those things while you're pregnant that's kind of hard to make a decision on and like hard to sort out and pick which one's gonna be like just right and perfect. But I think I found it. I'm just so excited to share it with y'all. As you can obviously tell from the title, this is I don't even want to necessarily call it a baby book, but it is, but it's more of like a childhood book, like a childhood memory book. And if y'all have been watching any of my other videos, you know that I am pregnant and we're like, I don't know, I feel like we're speeding towards my due date now. I feel like it went very slow at first and now it's like picking up speed, and I need to make sure I have all my ducks in a row, including what baby book I want to use. So this one is from Promptly. I love their packaging. I just think everything about it is so cute. And I actually like had my eye on this product. I had heard someone talk about it on Instagram like forever ago, like before I was pregnant, and I kind of kept it in the back of my mind. And then they actually gifted this to me, which I was super excited about because I was gonna want to purchase one for sure. And I also think this would be such a great gift because this is the one that I've had my eye on, like I said, for so long, and definitely the one that I thought was gonna like be perfect for me. And I think this would be such a great like baby shower or just like new mom gift in general, because it's something like it's like a sentimental gift. It's not like a toy, not even like something for mom. It's kind of like for both of them, which I feel like is what makes it so special. And this is just one of those things that you're gonna have for literally your entire life, and there's just something like priceless about that. And that's just what I love about this and why I'm so excited to share this with y'all. So I'm gonna give you kind of just like a general overview, like basically just a review, kind of a little more of an in-depth look at what these Promptly journals are. They have a ton. They have way more than just childhood memory journals. They have a ton of journals. They have travel journals, they have like kids journals, they have like different kinds of memory journals, like the travel one for example. Obviously they have the kids ones, they have blank journals, they have like kind of like self-healing journals. They have like everything for everyone, which I think is so cool. And also, by the way, this is not sponsored at all. They just sent this over to me. I wouldn't share something or promote something that I wasn't like actually obsessed with. But I think what I love so much about this is you can kind of tell from the name Promptly, it's kind of a prompt journal. So it's not just obviously like a bunch of lines or just like general like categories. It's very prompt based, which is something that I need. My current pregnancy journal that I started using when I first got pregnant, that I've been using for months and months now, is all kind of like questions or like things to think about, like just kind of like getting you started and just kind of like giving you a little something to like think about. And then I feel like once you get prompted, even if like you kind of go off on a tangent, it sort of like gives you a little bit of a pathway to kind of like get your juices flowing. And then from there, I feel like a lot of times my thoughts and memories and emotions and like what I want to remember and what I want to journal sort of just come rolling out from there. But I just need to like get a little push to get started, which is why I knew the Promptly journal was gonna be perfect for me. And the best part about this is that this is like a baby book that you can use literally from pregnancy until 18 years old. So this is literally, like I said, this is a childhood memory, like a childhood history memory book, rather than just your pregnancy or like just maybe like up to the first 12 months or like until they're a toddler. This singular book will document all of your child's like memories and accomplishments and milestones for their whole life, you know, until they're a legal adult and they probably want to peace out. So I love that. This is obviously just for one kid only. Each of the childhood books is just like one journal per child, and you can keep all of like their big special moments in like one little place for 18 plus years of life, because also the whole gestational period. So I think that's amazing. I think that it's very like rare too. I haven't seen obviously every baby book or childhood book on the market, but I feel like most of them are a little bit more specific in terms of like pregnancy or baby or toddler or like maybe like young childhood. Like this is all encompassing, so this is something you can literally have for such a huge chunk of their life. And I think this would mean so much to them, like whether you give this to them when they're 18 or maybe by the time they're 18 you just kind of go through it together on their 18th birthday or something like that. I just think this would be so special, and I love that you can kind of just have like a comprehensive like history and just like memory of so many big moments in your child's life in one spot. Like that's just so special. On their website I like saw like it's kind of one of those things they market that this is only like a 1 hour per year commitment. So this isn't something that's like you need to keep up with this on like a daily, weekly, monthly basis by any means, because I know especially like when they're small, they're toddlers, but then like kind of as time goes on, you know, things can easily kind of get lost in the mix. This is not something that you're gonna have to like keep up with. I feel like that's a commitment that probably no one can make, especially not for 18 years, like to really keep on top of this on any kind of like weekly or monthly basis. But you could sit down with this just like once or twice a year and spend either like a half hour to an hour going through it it, and I feel like that would be kind of a special time, whether you do it with your child or not. I think it would just be kind of like a special time to set aside to just kind of go through and like walk down memory lane, and maybe even depending on like how old they are, you can like kind of look back at some of the previous months and years, and I don't know, I just think this is so special. Plus it's gorgeous. I will obviously show you guys up close. I'm actually going to turn the camera around and kind of like flip through this so you guys can see it a little bit better, but it is stunning. The quality is amazing. It is so well put together. It's very just elegant. It will look amazing in a bookcase. It's just so nice looking. They have a bajillion colors and like different kind of finishes. This one has, as you can see, kind of like, it's a linen-y kind of feel, and as you can see, it almost has like kind of a texture to it. But they have solid color ones. They have ones that are more kind of like a leatherette sort of feeling. They have like all the different colors and vibes and textures that you would be interested in. It's like, seems like a limitless selection. It was kind of hard to me to pick, but because we are having a little boy, I thought the navy blue would be kind of fun, and I liked that this one had some texture in it, and the inside is just so nice. The pages are so, I'm like weird like that. I'm a very tactile person. The pages are just so smooth. They're very like thick, and this is just, it's gonna last. I mean, it has to last you, right, to fill it out like the full 18 years, but you want it to last you your whole life, and it is definitely gonna do that. It is so nice. Even just like the fonts and the color and the whole like just the aesthetic, it's very simple but also visually appealing at the same time. So I love it. I'm gonna flip you guys around and just flip you through this. Of course, I will have this linked down below for you guys to check out. It is amazing. This would be, if you're not getting it for yourself, it would be an amazing gift. I think someone would be so appreciative to get something like this. It's just gonna mean so much to them forever. So let me flip y'all around with the camera. I will flip you through this. Definitely check it out in the description box for y'all to see like the different colors and all the different types, but let's dig into it. Alrighty, y'all, I need to start by apologizing for my nails. I literally just got my acrylics taken off, and y'all are gonna have to probably look at my hands a lot in this next little portion of the video, so I apologize that they're so janky, but that's not the point. The point is, how beautiful is this journal? So I left the little sleeve on here. I think this was like a collab. I will slide that off. I just kind of wanted to leave that on here so you can see how it comes. And as you can see, this is the complete childhood history prompted journal from the womb to 18 years old. How just like stunning is this cover? So as you can see on the front here, it just like very faintly says promptly journal, sort of like ingrained, like kind of impressed into the cover, which I love that that's on there. Like that's important, because on the side here, it just says a complete childhood history from the womb to 18 years old. So that kind of like would help you remember where you got this journal or where whoever gifted you this journal got it from. But it's not like an overly obvious, like in your face, big like advertising branding statement. So I really appreciate how that's just kind of a subtle touch on the cover. Like you could almost not notice it. So this is, I think this is like the theme of this one, because it has the navy with the red, and as you can see, that's kind of the theme on the sleeve there. I think that's so cute. Perfect for a little boy, but I mean, these are all gender neutral. And as you can see, like it kind of starts off like any journal, but this has the birth date, and of course it keeps track of who's recording it. So maybe if the grandparents are doing this could also be a good way to like keep track of who's keeping all these different notes. I love this little contents page because it gives you guys kind of an idea of what this whole journal entails. It has a family tree section, which I love, and then as you can see, it brings you through pregnancy, birth, all their firsts, and then the infant years, toddler years, childhood, and teenage years. So here's the family tree section, which I think is so unique. I don't know if all like childhood or baby journals have this, but I think this is a really cool idea to like put your child's name here and kind of like go all the way back. This could even be fun maybe if you're not super familiar with all your family tree and who your grandparents' parents were. This could be a cool little research project, kind of like a prompt to talk to your parents or your grandparents. I think this is just kind of a unique little snapshot of your child's whole family going back like years and years and years. And then my favorite two little pages are these little handprint and footprint pages, and then it has a little section for the age and date here. So I definitely want to bring this to the hospital with me, and hopefully they will be able to put his handprints and footprints on here like when he's just born. And I think that would be such a special way, like just a cute little image to have in the very beginning of the journal. I think that's so sweet. And then this is the pregnancy section, which like I said, I did have a pregnancy journal that I started using back when I first became pregnant, but I'm definitely going to switch a lot of the notes, like not switch it, I'm still going to keep that journal, but I definitely want to transfer like some of those notes out of that one. Like this might have completely separate separate prompts. I haven't obviously read through every single page of this, but I definitely want to go through this and fill out all these different prompts. It might be kind of similar to that journal, but also might be totally different. So I love that I can like still have a little section. It's not very long. It's just these 2 pages. There's kind of like a freestyle section here that you can fill out, and then you can put a picture in here, which I did recently order some like bump pictures and some ultrasound like copies. So I love that it has a section for pictures in here. So I just love that it has like just a tiny section for some pregnancy memories. If you don't have a pregnancy journal, this could be totally something to grab like early on in your pregnancy and not even get a pregnancy journal. I wish I had this from the very beginning, because I definitely want this to be like a fully filled out journal, and I don't think there's anything wrong with having a pregnancy journal and, you know, doubling up on maybe some of the information in here. And then the birth section is so special. You can keep track of all the official stats and maybe some of the things like you wouldn't naturally write down, like the doctor that delivered you and stuff like that. So I think this little like section here is really fun. And then it has just some of like your standard prompts, which is what I so love about the Promptly journals. Like it starts off with asking you where you were when you like suddenly knew you were going into labor and how long you were in labor. And it has a really nice like big section just for like describing how your labor went. So it's not like overly prompty where it's just like asking you every single question about every single thing, but I think what they do ask you is kind of unique, like how did you come up with the baby's name and does it have any special meaning? I think the things that it does ask are very thought-provoking, but there's also tons of space for just kind of freestyle journaling if maybe they don't ask you something that you do want to write about or something that you think is important to remember. You still have a lot of space to write down your thoughts and your feelings and any special moments. And then again, another section for pictures. I love this little first section. This is something you'd probably go back to, like not necessarily in chronological order, because for example it has their first tooth, their first crawl, their first steps, their first haircut, their first word, their first Halloween costume, which for my baby he'll probably be like a week old, so this will probably be like one of the first things that I fill out for him. So you probably won't fill these out in any kind of like specific or chronological order, and I feel like these are the things you can easily forget. Like you might not remember the exact age or date that they did some of this stuff, but the fact that you can kind of jot it down really quick I think is amazing. The infant section of the journal goes, it starts off with like the first weeks, like the very early days, going to your doctor's visits and like how it's kind of going at a newborn, and then it switches over to go by months. So it goes 1 month old, 2 months old, 3 months old, and it just goes by month all the way up to 1 year. So, and each month is not exactly the same either. I don't want you to think that like it's basically the same questions every single month. It's different questions that are very like geared specifically to that age. Like for example, their first blowout experience, things about their personalities. It gives you a lot of places to keep track of all your different doctor's appointments. And again, there's lots of sections just for freestyle journaling and for photos. So that goes all the way until they're 1 year old, and then it kind of switches over to toddler years, which I don't know, are they considered a toddler as soon as they're 1? That seems kind of crazy to me. This has like a little bit more prompts. You probably noticed the infant like month sections were just 2 pages of prompts, but once you get to the like year sections, which again, like I said, it only takes about like an hour a year to fill it out, but it's a lot of fun questions like what are some of their favorite things. You can obviously, you know, once they're old enough, ask them these questions, but until they're a certain age, this would just be something that the parents would fill out. And as you can see, there's like quite a few pages for this section with like a lot of prompts, like how is your toddler's first birthday celebrated, what kind of like likes and dislikes do they have, and then again, of course, there's still some area for pictures and for journaling, and then it jumps up to 2 years and so on and so forth. Keeps pretty consistent for the like toddler years. As you can see, a similar number of prompts, but definitely like different questions. Some questions are very similar, but I like that there is a variety. So again, every year you're not only answering the same questions, you're not only jotting down the exact same memories every year. There's like a little bit of variety, and I think that that's very thoughtful. And then I think this is so cute. This is for the 2-year-old section. You could put their artwork here, whether you just like maybe let them doodle or you like tape or glue something in. Again, such a cute way to document the memories. I think that's so special. It actually switches over to childhood years instead of toddler years when they get to age 4. And then again, I mean, most of it's pretty similar other than it's kind of like a new category. Lots of prompts, more sections for artwork, which I love. And look at this super nice bookmark. I think bookmarks are so essential. I love having these like in all my journals. It's just such an easy way to keep track of where you're at, and it just, I think it looks so nice, kind of like sticking out the bottom too. So again, a lot of these I won't like go through every single year, but throughout the childhood years, which I guess is 4 until 13, I guess that's what would make the most sense. Yep, here we switch to the teenage years. There's like some more physical statistics that you can keep, and then again a bunch of prompts of like their favorite things, funny things they say and do, but then also like the school that they're going to, I think it's just so nice that you can keep track of these things that I feel like sometimes would be easy to forget. And again, this could be a really cool way to kind of like hang out with your kid and your teenager and maybe spend some time with them filling them out, whether like you answer some of these questions or maybe you ask them like, hey, what's your favorite song? Or maybe you already know what it is because you hear it coming out of the room constantly. But it could be a really cool way to hang out with them and ask them to kind of participate. And then like I said, it goes all the way to 18 years old, which is so crazy. I really don't know if there are other journals out there that go all the way up to this age. And even though there are only, you know, what is it, maybe 6 to 8 pages for each year, I feel like there's enough thoughtful prompts and enough also just like kind of freestyle journaling pages that you can still get a really, really good snapshot of your child's life and their memories and their history and their milestones and their accomplishments in just those couple of pages. So it's not like too extensive where you feel like you're writing everything down and it's overwhelming, but it's also enough that you can make sure that you're remembering everything that's like kind of important and sort of the bigger things and even some of the smaller things that are really important. So I feel like that's why this is such a nice size. It's not like a gigantic like Bible, but it's also big enough to have everything you need and be like a really, really good snapshot of their life. And then at the very end, I think this is so cute. This is the letter from parents section. If this is something that you want to give your child when they're 18 or maybe even when they're a little bit older, maybe like when they have kids or something, this could just be a cool section for you to fill out letters to them. Or maybe if you just like write them as you go, you can just kind of like, not like write them on this page, but you can kind of slip them in this section and give it to them at some point. Or this could just be something that you use just for your own mental release if you just feel like you really need to write to them just to like get your emotions on paper. So you could use these pages for literally anything. It's like very open-ended. And then the last couple pages are just like completely blank. There's no prompts. It's not anything specific. So again, this could be a cool section just to like write if you just need to do that. You could glue in pictures. You could glue in memories. You could put tickets, like ticket stubs, and almost kind of like scrapbook this back section. There's just so many ways that you could treat this journal, and I think that's what's so special about it, and it's just so pretty. So I hope y'all were able to get like a good idea of what this journal kind of includes, and if you think this would be something that would kind of work for the way you think. I'm really big on like memory keeping, which is part of why I do YouTube. I love doing YouTube just to literally like capture moments and have them documented. That's kind of what I feel like this journal could be for you. It's just a way to like keep track of everything about your kid, because there's so many things that are going to be so easy to overlook, and you know, the years go by so fast. I think your kid would really appreciate it too. Maybe not in the moment, but maybe when they're a little bit older and you look back on this together or you gift this to them, I think this is something that they would be so thankful to look back on, and the fact that you took the time to keep track of all this and document all this, I think is so special. I love this. I cannot wait to start filling it out, and I hope y'all were able to get a good idea of what this journal has too, because it's, I don't know, I think it's really special. So that is going to be everything for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I'm so excited to be sharing something like this with y'all. I'm just so excited to be pregnant and just like finally, if y'all haven't been around, we did IVF, and so it's been a long road to get here. So the fact that I found a journal, like I actually have a baby that's coming that I can just have all these memories to look forward to jot down in here. I'm just so thrilled, and I'm excited to have found a journal that I think is gonna like really fit the way I think and the way I work, but also still be like a really comprehensive collection of all the exciting things that are to come and that will happen in his life, and just all the things we want to remember. And of course, like I said, I will link this down below for y'all to check out. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you would like to subscribe, would love to have you. We have so much fun here, and until next time, I will see y'all in our next video. Bye guys.